spoilers, I should have said this earlier, but honestly, if you're watching this, it's over. If you're not familiar with this shit by now, then you should not be watching this video. So, it's been debated, but let's face it, if at this point, Haku is a dude. A dude who looks way too much like a chick to the point where I gotta say, dude, cut your hair, change your clothes, you look like a girl. I'm a big fan of it. Ramen is now my third favorite food in the Wave Mission. One with Zabuza and Haku. I love those two. I always felt the two had something of a father-son relationship, and when I saw Zabuza cry, I not only felt vindicated, but I felt so happy that this could happen. And, sure, they both died, but the fact that they died together, and, I'd like to think they did go to the same place. And it's just touching, in a way that some of the other deaths just didn't do. Oh, God. The whole reveal of exactly how Kakashi got a Sharingan was, of course, much more important than you would believe. I thought, nice little flashback revealing great character, kind of sad Obito died. And, we have no idea what happened to Rin because, but of course, until, again, later. So, again, it didn't seem important at the time. But it is interesting. Actually, we see Naruto pull what he calls the reverse hair no jutsu on Kaguya. And Naruto makes a great point about saying that the more powerful they are, usually the more perverted they are. And this turns out to be true. Reacts to it. Massive nosebleed, blown away. Freaking sure, she's stolen out. But the fact of the matter is, she gets sent flying by a nosebleed. And it's like, holy. Classic Naruto style. And it's downright genius on Kishimoto's part in the writing. You expect something big, you expect something grand. Whoa, you didn't expect that. Because when Sasuke actually did go to the Sound Village at the end of part 1, I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised because Naruto, being the guy who always kept his word, I expected him to pull it off. I did not expect him to take nearly 4 years to do so. But eventually, he did it. Got Sasuke back. Naruto, being the kind of guy who kept his brother's headband all the time. And despite everything everybody says, the best friends, no. To me, Naruto and Sasuke will always be brothers, man. And that's a simple fact. And the little Itachi poke on the forehead he gave Sakura, saying he'll see her when he gets back from his trip, not only was a great Sasu moment, but freaking hell, when I saw the Itachi reference, it's like, oh my god, Sasuke, you son of a bitch, you learned something from him after all. Because it's like, for a long time, Sasuke ignored what Itachi said completely, but at this point, he finally saw something and used it to his advantage by finally getting this woman, who I believe, I believe that Sasuke, being the kind of guy he was, didn't so much not feel emotions to this caliber, but was trying to ignore them the same way he tried to ignore his feelings for Naruto as his brother. So he may have, if only an inkling of something, because since he didn't really understand love as well, because of his being depraved of it for so long and feeling nothing but hate, as he himself states, made it difficult for him to feel, really notice the feelings he had for Sakura, and thus could not express them properly until that point, in which case, Sasuke, you dumbass, took you long enough. When I first read the opening page I saw was at the Ninja Academy, I figured, oh man, it must be the present, a lesson, someone's telling them about the war that happened recently. Well, in fact, it wasn't recently, it was more than a decade ago. I figured at least, oh man, maybe someone just, little whole story of Naruto was just someone telling a history lesson, because again, when I first saw the dude with the Cyclops visor, it wasn't until later I saw the bugs on his collar, his collar, indicating, the whole bug significant of the Aburame clan, but it's like, oh my god, Shino. I knew it was Shino. Underappreciated, but god, he is a great character, so that's what I knew. And then, of course, we jump to the next page, and what do we see? We see Bolt, as most of us call him, Bolt Uzumaki. Essentially, it's like, Because I'd like to think at some point he took his father's name at some point, legally becoming Naruto Namikaze, as he always should have been. Though we have no confirmation of that. But until that point, I'd like to think that. I'd also like to think that this new, clearly a clan symbol on the back of Bolt's jacket is in fact the Namikaze clan symbol. But that, well, some people say that no, Bolt is a carbon copy of Naruto. No, he's different. He's got different clothes. He looks a little different. And while he does have a similar personality, he is not quite Naruto. Though, like father, like son, but not quite so. However, you want a carbon copy of someone, then look at Shikamaru and Tamari's son, Shigadai. The kid got his mother's eyes. Oh God. As you can imagine, what a surprise. I mean, come on. And like, if there's one coupling that didn't surprise me, because I was a little worried there. I'm a Naruhina and a Sasusaku fan. I was a little worried there about those two couples. I was a little afraid they were going to go with the Narusaku route. Wasn't sure. But I'm glad that Kishimoto went this way. Now, the one couple, though, that was obvious that I saw coming, and we all saw coming from a mile away, was Shikamaru and Tamari. Because, let's face it, Shikatema was confirmed from the moment those two met the first Chunin exams. I mean, it's like, yeah, sexual tension more obvious than anything else I've ever seen in my life. Though I was pleasantly surprised at it, because I figured they hinted at it, and I kind of like this idea. I did not expect them to put Ino and Sai together. I was pleasantly surprised by this. Now, the one couple that totally actually surprised me, though, and I was pleasantly surprised because I actually like this idea. It's unexpected out there, but it weirdly makes sense to me, and that would be Choji and Karui, which happened out of the blue, like nothing I've ever seen before. And it's like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Explains, the big-boned, dark-skinned girl from earlier. She was black, and I was like, whoa, is that Choji's kid? Who the hell did he go with? And it's like, my mind immediately went Cloud Village, but who? I did not expect them to go, but then again, I'm glad that they didn't introduce anybody new. They just had already established characters. Now, Naruto looks awesome because he's still wearing orange. I've read a lot of fanfiction. So often do people get rid of the orange completely in Naruto's outfits when they decide to change it. And granted, his part 1 outfit was kind of dorky. It wouldn't have been as dorky, maybe not dorky, but just didn't look so good if he zipped down the jacket. If he just wore it open, it wouldn't have looked as ridiculous, kind of, but that is that. Naruto without orange, it just ain't right. It really is. I can't imagine him without orange, and I like that. I actually like it. So we do see Sasuke briefly in this chapter as well. Looks like freaking Madara. Granted, Naruto kind of also looks like Hashirama too. May you rest in peace, Neji. I love you, man. I love you so much. Kiba, anybody else feel bad that Akamaru is, while amazingly still alive, ninja dogs, man. They apparently live much longer than normal ones. I gotta get me a ninja dog. Oh yeah. But freaking hell. Akamaru is geriatric. He clearly had puppies. But Akamaru, don't die. I don't care if you keep getting more and more decrepit. You will not die. I don't care about Kakashi's face, because at this point, it's great. We're never gonna see his face. I don't care. He probably looks like his dad. The mask is his face. I'm used to it. I don't care if they ever reveal his face. If they ever reveal his face, I think I'll be pissed. But cat girl with dog boy. I've heard weirder. Nojin, child of Sai, and is a boy. But as it turns out, it's a surprising amount of people mistake the child of Asuma and Kurenai as a boy, because in fact, this case, it's the reverse. It's a girl. Now, granted, the boy-like appearance, or rather, effeminate, pretty boy-like appearance, but it's in fact of pure feminine appearance because it's a girl. Because if you pay attention to that one scene where she is leaving, she had breasts. Dear old Bolt painted every individual of the Hokages, and this is 7 Hokages. Since at this point we've had 2 more, in the span of 2 chapters, no less. we get an individual insult for each of them. For Hashirama, idiot. Tobirama, dork. Horizon is pervy. Honestly, that one's kind of easy to understand. I mean, really, I'm not even gonna bother explaining. Of course, and Minoto is Geezer. That one kind of makes sense. He's actually Bolt's grandfather, so I can kind of see that would make sense to put Geezer on his head. Finally, we have Tsunade, who's old hack. So, however, instead of drawing an insult or word, instead he paints, and this is funny, he gives what look to be lips and a mouth and teeth on Kakashi's face, because again, they even put instead of putting his actual face, we see again the mask. Finally, when we get to Naruto, we get the most interesting drawings, though, both because Bolt actually painted on his father, shitty old man, which, understandable. I mean, totally under the circumstances, understandable. But on his head, what does he do? We see, a certain straw-hatted Jolly Roger. The fact that Sasuke was pardoned, and you know what, not only was he pardoned, but they pointed out exactly why he was pardoned, and the fact that under any other circumstances, he wouldn't be. So that kind of made me happy. Kishimoto unintentionally gave us a new pairing. I hope you realize the potential this has, and I am so backing it. Bolt, aka Baruto, Uzumaki, Namikaze, and Sarada, whatever version of the name, I personally prefer Sarada, but daughter of Sakura and Sasuke, Sarada Uchiha. You bet I am backing it. There are so many reasons why, besides the potential for hilarity when they start dating and Sasuke and Naruto's reactions. Naruto is going to be so proud, and he's going to hold it over Sasuke forever, but at the same time, Sasuke is going to be overprotective, he's going to be pissed, and he's going to be freaking, and probably going to maim and possibly castrate Bolt, but at the same time, totally try to kill Naruto again. The point is that I so am shipping them together. Plus, Sarada is pretty much stalked Bolt the same way Hinata stalked Naruto. So, my thoughts, totally legit. I'm doing this in honor of Naruto. Love it. Happy with the series as a whole. Great thing. Kishi Senpai, I love you, and I hope, that you're doing well. Hope it wasn't too hard on you supporting us fans for so long. So thank you, Kishi Senpai, for everything you've done. Hey, last word, forgot to say this, forgot to mention him at all. Kurama, the nine-tailed fox. Love foxes, they're my favorite animal. He is awesome, and he don't take shit from nobody. You better believe Naruto is awesome. Believe it! And I just said that, so once again, finally, truly, awesomely. Insanity is how it is. Sanity is overrated. Good night.